and welcome you once again in this new session. Today we are going to continue with the Great Uprising of 1857, the Great Revolt of 1857, or you can say the First War of Independence, Mutiny War. In our last session, we have read about the political causes like doctrine of lapse, no pension for Nana Sahib, economic causes like ruin of trade and handicraft, industrial revolution, military causes was there, and immediate causes was a very reasonable cause why Indian sepoys go against the Britishers. At that time, a new type of rifle Enfield was introduced by the army of Britishers. It was said that the cartridges of this rifle were greased with the animal fat like pig and cow. Both Hindu and Muslim sepoy stuck to the power seat. Soon this turned into a full-fledged revolt of 1857 because they refused to be open that rifle cartridges through the mouth, and this was the immediate cause of the revolt. The course of the revolt was the Indian sepoy broke out into the open on 29th of March 1857 when Mangal Pandey, a young Indian sepoy from Bengal regiment at Barakpur near Calcutta, refused to use the grease cartridges. Being insisted to carry out the officer's order for being grease cartridges, he shot down 2 English officers. They were forcing to him and he shot with a gun to those English officers. They died immediately. Then he was arrested and tried to execute it. The news spread as a result of a general uprising in Meerut, Delhi, Jhansi, Kanpur, Lucknow and many other places. In Meerut, they rose to open a revolt on May 10, 1857. It was released the imprisoned of the soldiers. Then they marched to Delhi on May 11th and killing many British officers and burning their bungalows on the way. They started their revolution from Kolkata to Meerut. From Meerut, they started to march toward the Delhi. In the meantime, wherever they found the Britishers on the roadside, their bungalows, they burned their bungalows, they killed the Britishers, they cut down the telegraph line of Delhi. The local infantry joined hands with them. They killed European officers and took over the city. Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last Mughal emperor, was declared the emperor of India and the leader of the revolt. The British countered brutally. Bahadur Shah Zafar was imprisoned, tried and exiled to Rangoon. His 2 sons and the grandsons were shot dead and their bodies were displaced on the street. Thus the great Mughal dynasty was brought to an end. When Bahadur Shah Zafar was declared the emperor, after that Britishers countered back. They countered brutally. They killed the 2 sons and the grandson of Bahadur Shah. They hanged them in the street and thus they arrested the Bahadur Shah Zafar. They took him to the Rangoon and the Mughal dynasty came to an end. Soon the mutiny sepoy changes into a revolutionary war. The revolt of Kanpur, it's now a Kanpur, was led by Nana Sahib and his adopted son Peshwa Baji Rao II. Nana Sahib succeeded in expelling the British from Kanpur and proclaiming himself the Peshwa. He also considered Bahadur Shah Zafar as the Emperor of India and declared himself his governor. The troop of Nana Sahib was led by the loyal and gallant leader. His name was Tatya Tope. Tatya Tope, a loyal of Nana Sahib, fought very bravely. The British, however, recaptured Kanpur and punished the rebels, but Nana Sahib anyhow escaped from there. In Lucknow, the revolt was led by Begum Hazrat Mahal, the queen of deposed and exiled Nawab of Awadh. She successfully organized an all out attack on the British, but the British reinforcement defeated the rebels and recaptured Lucknow in 1858. A large number of people were killed in a cold blooded. The queen escaped to Nepal. The central India was being led by Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi. Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi was, along with Tatya Tope, inspired the countrymen to take the revolt forward. She fought like a true soldier. She captured the Gwalior, but someone betrayed to Rani. The traitors and the Jhansi was captured by the Britishers. Lakshmi Bai fled to Gwalior with Tatya Tope. Sir Hugh advanced to Gwalior, and after a fierce fight, Lakshmi Bai died in the battle. Tatya Tope was caught and hanged after being tried. The British historians who were present at that time of the revolt have portrayed Rani Lakshmi Bai as the bravest leader of revolt of 1857. Kunwar Singh, at the age of 80 years old, landlord of Jagdishpur, Ara, Bihar, was the most outstanding military leader of the period in Bihar. He organized the revolt in Bihar. However, in July 1858, he was being defeated badly by the Britishers. The revolt was failed. The cause was lack of nationalism and unity. Unity was not there in India at that time. Many of the traitors of Tatya Tope, Rani Lakshmi Bai, they betrayed them and they joined the hand of the Britishers. This make the weaken to the revolutionaries. In the fact, rulers of some priestly states like Sindhia of Gwalior, Nizam of Hyderabad, Raja of Jodhpur, Rajput states of Maharaja of Kashmir helped the Britishers to support the Indian rebels. There was also a lack of modern weapons at that time. Modern weapons and techniques was lacking in Indian equipment. Another reason was we don't have a strong leader. There was a lack of a good leader to lead Indians. Mughal emperors like Bahadur Shah Zafar was too old and weak to provide strong leadership. The consequence of the British rule was, in August 1858, after the war, Queen Victoria of Britain passed a proclamation to put the end of the rule of East India Company, and by this proclamation, Indian colony came directly under the crown of British Queen, or you can say now India was straightly under the crown of Queen Victoria. The Governor General of India was designated as the Viceroy of India. Now the Governor General Lord Canning of East India Company is now being promoted as the Viceroy of India. The proclamation assured an end of the policy of annexation. The right of adopted prince to become their heir to the throne was granted. The proclamation declared that all the Indians would be eligible to take up the entrance of examination for administrative service on the basis of their education and their ability. Another proclamation was unconditional pardon was granted to the rebels except those who had been responsible for the murder of the Britishers during the revolt, and rest of them were being those who had not killed the Britishers got a pardon from the without any condition. And the nature of the revolt was, there was a controversy among the historian about the nature of the revolt. Some says that it was only a military revolt. Some Indian scholars like Dadabhai Naroji, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan called it 1857 a mutiny. English statesman Disraeli says, and Karl Marx regarded it as a national revolt. V.D. Savarkar described the first national war of independence. According to the noted historian Dr. R.C. Majumdar, Dr. S.N. Sen and Dr. S.B. Chaudhary, it is neither the first nor a national nor a war of independence. People from all over India did not participate. It was restricted in some small areas only. So how could we say it is a first war of independence? But it was a start of the nationalism. It is believed that this mutiny starts to thought about the nationalisms, because after 1857 the Indians had made one party, that was the Indian National Congress was established in 1885 after this war. So that's all for today's session. We will meet in our next session with new topic. Till then, have a nice day and take care of your health.